by inch, row by row, gonna make this garden grow. All it takes is a rake and a hoe and a piece of fertile ground. And inch by inch and row by row, someone blessed these seeds I sow, and someone warmed them from below till the rains come tumbling down.
All right, this is like the first deal. I'm just trying to get a feel for this. I've been thinking a lot about, well, gardening and all the different garden websites there are and how they apply and, you know, who gets what from what and what kind of knowledge is out there and what would be more applicable for, say, poor people like myself. So I decided I would put together this website and try to make some videos of how to grow vegetables organically, but cheap. And I mean inexpensive. There's a lot of ways to do things, which are the ways I usually go because I don't have any money. But there's ways of getting around certain, things. Like I built my greenhouse here for a couple $100. I mean, there's things you can do, and without spending a lot of money. And as far as the actual art of growing the food, I think a lot of times people go into way too much detail. Growing plants is not a difficult thing. Mother Earth takes care of the majority of the work. It's more like a spectator sport, really, if you will. I go to a lot of these different sites and I watch their videos, and I think, my God Almighty, you would think they were in a science lab or something. It doesn't require all that finesse. Trust me, I've been at this for a long, long time. You put the seed in the ground and it grows. The primary thing you have to deal with is making sure that you have a good soil. I mean, it says on page 1. And again, don't spend a lot of time obsessing over the little things. You make do with what you can. I always plant more than I think I will need. Then you'll have some to give away, and you'll have some things don't make it, and you're going to have extra plants to fill in the holes, if you will. I try to use as much ground as I possibly can, almost in a French intensive way, not actually bio beds, but crowd the food so that you create a mini climate underneath. I'm an avid believer in mulching and top dressing and compost. The real basic things that you need to do. But as far as starting seeds and, transplanting plants and all of those things that people really get into the fine details, a lot of the fine details are unnecessary. You put the seeds in the ground. You make sure you have a decent growing medium for them to start, and actually peat moss by itself will work fine. You don't need nutrients. You don't need, a mix of this or a mix of that. Something so that the roots can develop. I mean, you could do it in toilet paper. When you transplant them into a good, fertile, loose, clay, loam combination with sand. Some vegetables, you're going to want to do some things a little differently. But as a rule, it's not science. You put them in you put the seeds in good dirt, and you make sure that they got adequate amount of water. And that's pretty much it, really. You watch them grow. You prune them. You side dress them. You try to keep the weeds from strangling them. All the basics. But it doesn't have to be unpleasant, and it doesn't have to be a tremendous amount of work. There's just so many things you can do to save yourself the labor. And I'd like to get into all these things in the future and kind of take you along as I do this summer. And hopefully, people will learn something, and they will see that it's not really an intricate science. It's something that you have to read books about or buy a lot of equipment or any of that kind of thing. You basically are just growing you're just helping Mother Nature. You're applying the right seed for the produce that you want, and let her do the work. A lot of times people will overdo it. They do too much. Just let nature take its course without having all of the anxiety about if you're doing it right or wrong. There really is not a lot you can do wrong, providing you don't use chemicals, you continue to feed your soil, and you talk to your plant. But anyway, I've already started. It's snowing out right now. It's down around 0. If you can see in the background, I don't know if you can or not, but I have a wood fire going. This is my shop. My greenhouse is on the south side of the shop. All pretty simple. All cost me very, very little. I drug this building over here from somebody that was going to tear it down. I use what things I can get and try to apply them the best way. But I'd like to take you through step by step. I don't have a lot of equipment or money to buy anything really, but I would, if this is something that I think could help people, and I find that it becomes, that I get following or get some interest up, then I will get a decent camera and go from there. I'm just feeling this thing out. There's got to be a lot of people around like me that don't have much money, that are worried about what's coming, that would prefer to eat good organic vegetables, and prepare for something in the event that something does happen to where our food is not available. It's already not available for me because I won't pay the prices. I don't have to. There's a lot of things I want to cover. I raise chickens. I do a lot of different things. I'm a builder. There's a lot of things we can talk about, and that I will introduce you to if you're not already there, or we can share ideas. And I'm certainly not so old that I can't learn, and I'm always looking to learn more. So anyway, I'm going to put this video out, and I'm going to put my feelers out and just see what kind of response I get. If I find that people are like-minded, like myself, that would like to share ideas and perhaps learn something from me, I have a lot to offer. I'm very successful in growing food. That's one of the things I do best. And I find it very, very simple. And it aggravates me sometimes to see people go through all this, like I said before, obsessing with the necessary this and the necessary that, and you have to have this kind of potting soil, and you have to do this, and you have to water, and they can only get so much water. It's not that difficult. It's not that much of a science. You almost have to really want to screw up, providing the soil is correct, they get adequate sun and adequate water, it's going to grow, and you're going to get food. So anyway, that's it for now. I'll get back with a second video if I find this is something that I get some response from. Thanks for your time, and I kind of hope that I do get some response because I think I can help some people. Thank you very much, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.